Because right now, it is my pleasure to finally welcome to the corner of no hope the main man behind the Room 101 brand, who's here to introduce tonight's cigar properly, Mr. Matt Booth. Welcome, Matt.
Hello, everyone.
I know you've been doing just a shit ton of these Zoom interviews and virtual herfs. And my hat's off to you guys as far as manufacturers and brand owners. You guys have stepped up to, the shops are doing their own virtual herfs with their customers, and you guys are stepping up and joining in to give kind of a cool, face to the meeting as opposed to the faces they see in the lounge every day. And it's just, I know you've been doing a ton of these things, so thank you.
It's been delightful.
Thank you very much for slicing out a little bit of time for us oddballs.
It's my pleasure, man. It's what I do. And I actually relish the conversation, man. So I was looking forward to this.
Well, thanks. Me too. You actually, Tut and I were talking before the show. I actually had told the guys, we have two other members who aren't here tonight. I'd actually told them recently that we weren't going to interview any more cigar guys. I kind of had a bucket list when we came into this, and it's grown. New faces over the last 5 years have come in. Some interesting people we've met. And we've had some great talks. But I was like, you know what? There's only one guy that I really wanted to get on the show from day one that we just haven't had an opportunity to.
Who that?
That's you. You're it.
Oh, shit. Well, it's all over now, bro.
No pressure.
Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah.
No. After this interview, maybe Kate will finally let me go in peace.
Don't count your blessings on that. But yeah, so we've got tonight, I'm calling this 5 questions for Matt Booth.
Okay.
But as Tut looks down and shakes his head, my questions usually lead to some other questions. So if at any time you want to just tell me to fuck off and say goodnight, I will not be offended. It's happened.
Understood.
How you doing in quarantine? Are you out in Los Angeles? Are you out in California?
Yes.
How are things out there? We're
good, man.
We're in Central Texas, right outside Austin. So.
Oh, nice, man. Hey, what does Texas think about Austin? Is it like a spaceship of hippies landed in the middle of your state? What do they think about it?
Well, it used to be a spaceship of hippies that landed in the middle of the state. Now it's a spaceship or a bullet train of Californians that have infested Texas. That's what the rest of Texas thinks.
That's what the certain minds will have you. Yeah.
Californians, man.
I know.
Nobody likes the cool kids.
We do. I love California, actually. I spent quite a little bit of time out in LA, and we've gotten into this. I'm not going to get into it again, Tut. We've gotten this battle a lot on the show. I'm a very certainly prefer West Coast to the East Coast scene. It's just I don't know. I just think that people are way more cool and relaxed, and I think California gets a bad rep, but we won't.
Well, I enjoyed it because when the governor said that we could do takeout orders from bars and craft breweries, I'm like, that's not East Texans that allowed that to happen. That's those Californians in Austin. So y'all need to thank them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got to have that drink.
It is essential to Texans and the Tuesday Night Cigar Club. Well, Matt, question number 1. Let's get right into it.
Tell me.
Much like one of our favorite past interviewees here in the corner of no hope, Tatuaje's Pete Johnson, you have a history in the music industry.
A little bit.
Not only did you once work at the world-famous Whiskey A Go-Go.
That is a fact.
Which is a really cool thing on your resume. But you played guitar in several bands.
Bass.
Bass. It's a guitar.
It's a git fiddle.
It's Tuttle's a keyboard player, and I mean you're above a keyboard player.
Maybe guitar, perhaps.
That's the only way the keyboard players get the girls is the guitar.
The guitar. Well, Pete talked when we were talking. Yeah. Pete said he talked quite a bit about how his dissatisfying experience in the music industry and the contrast there is between that and his overall journey in the world of premium tobaccos. Did you also notice a great divide in the way you were initially treated by established cigar folks versus the music bigwigs. It's just one is kind of welcoming and encouraging you to succeed, while the other's just doing everything they can to squash your hopes and dreams. Does that ring similar to you, or?
Well, I mean, look, in music, I did, I sought out a well-rounded experience in that world. So I interned at a couple record labels. I floated around the warehouses of several of the gear companies that actually sponsored me or endorsed me at the time, as well as working in a position of support for live show as a sound engineer and a lighting engineer. And through all that, I really figured out very quickly that if I wasn't going to be playing, writing, performing music, I really wanted nothing to do with the rest of it. You know, for me, it would have been something that would have really damaged my love and appreciation for music in general, I think, over time. I don't know. I mean, and who knows, because I didn't choose to go that route, you know. But in tobacco, I was definitely not immediately welcomed by many in the business. But I understand completely and respect that. And the people that, initially may have been, I'm not going to say resistant to my entry, but maybe not initially fans, right? Since then I have earned their friendship and respect, and likewise, contrast.
Why do you think they may have been hesitant to?
Well, my pathway into the industry was different than a lot of these cats, right? A lot of these cats cut their teeth in a shop, then went from shop to XYZ. They have this scaled experience in the business. And I came in as a brand owner already with Room 101 and seeking to extend my item offering with a cigar collection. And so, this is a business that we all desperately love, and a community and a culture that we desperately love. And so, I've always related it to, somebody picking up your little sister for prom or some shit like that. It's like, you want to understand what their intentions are with, someone that you care for very deeply. And I think similarly, at least at the time, now it's a fucking free for all. Nobody gives a fuck anymore. But at the time, I mean, you didn't hear that from me, but I said it. At the time, it was still a lot smaller. The boutique space was very small. It was just beginning. It was fledgling at best. I've heard the term salad days used. Have you ever heard that term used, salad days?
Salad days, man. When you guys,
I like that term, salad days.
When you guys, and you probably know the date, but I remember when you were on the cover of Cigar Press with JD. To me, that was right about the salad days with Dion and Pete. And you're right, things have changed dramatically in the years since, all over the industry, from an FDA level to a participation level. You're right, it is kind of a free for all. That's a good way to put it.
It's a masturbatorium.
But I remember you guys being.
Excuse me, I need to take a picture in a group of leaves.
Do it.
But you guys were
maybe later. DM me the pic.
Give them time.
I've already done it.
You guys were the disruptors, and we love disruptors at the Tuesday Night Cigar Club, and that's kind of what always had you on my list to be able to talk to, was that your story was different. From everything I'd read, your story was very different at your entry into the business, and I think we can kind of relate to your music industry story in that if you had stuck around long enough, it could have really soured a passion that you loved. The more you unpeeled that onion, the more it stank. Mm-hmm. And we kind of had that same thought going into this. Like, if we start really, traveling to cigar events, interviewing cigar folks, we love in a very unnatural way how much we love cigars. What if they're assholes? What if these, what if our cigar
dicks?
Our cigar heroes are dicks?
What if they're dicks? You should never meet your heroes, bro. Don't do it.
Well, we've only met like
don't do it.
We met 3 or 4 dicks.
Were they kind to you? Oh no, those were dicks. You said they're dicks.
Yeah, they're dicks.
I misunderstood the statement.
But hey, in 5 years and dozens.
5 years, 3 dicks.
Not bad. I've only had 3 dicks.
Or is it 4 dicks? 3 dicks, 5 years. That's a good ratio.
That would be a good show.
We could dick to year ratio. No.
Hey, we're not out in
Is
California.
there such a thing?
This isn't California, Matt. 2 dicks a year tops out here.
Well, you said 3 dicks 5 years, so that's even less than.
Well,
that's
there's some
dick
time.
to year
There's
ratio.
some time where we spent on the East Coast, so that put the other dick in there.
We do travel pretty regularly out that way. Well, let me ask you this real quick before we leave the music thing.
Mm-hmm.
Music as an artist, whether it be bass, whether it be sound design, sound engineering, do you ever equate that part of your life, that passion? I don't know if you still play music at all.
I do.
Do you find any similarities? Because that is one of the most purest art forms. Do you ever translate that into Room 101 as far as we're not talking about the jewelry here now, but with the cigars, with the marketing, with the packaging, that's art. Do you ever do you find any kind of connection, music and the cigars?
Well, I mean, I think the process, although the outcome is very different, visual to audio, right? Audible art versus visual art. You know, the act of kind of letting yourself go in the creative process, no matter what I'm making, is very similar. You know, and if I feel free and loose and I feel comfortable, typically concepts flow, whether they're concepts for packaging, blend composition, riff ideas, new design for a butt plug, whatever, you know, more aerodynamics. Is this okay that we discuss these things here?
Yeah.
Elon Musk put a car in space. I'll be fucking damned if I can't talk about a more aerodynamic insertion device.
I'm just saying that's not the strangest thing that's ever been shown on this show.
No, we've been doing this 5 years. We've seen Stranger. You should, though, in like a
insertion 5,000. Wait, I'm sorry.
A 50 count box of big payback. You should put a butt plug in there just to do it and see what happens.
It's all coming. It's all coming, bro.
Like a Willy Wonka.
I'm off the fucking rails over here.
It's like Willy Wonka. It's like a gold.
Oh yeah, no. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Spoiler alert.
You did do a cigar where it was marketed as a masturbation joke. The stroke with the butt plug. I mean, that wouldn't be that crazy of a concept. Super Stroke wasn't that
the Super Stroke?
Super Stroke? No, I got the wrong guy.
No, the picture was his arm was really big from smoking so many cigars. He kept lifting the.
Oh.
What are you?
The girl
getting at there, Haas.
The girl I employ, Matt, to do my research. She the COVID got her, so I've been having to do all this myself. And
I got you.
I apologize.
We're just gonna go with the pandemic shit right now. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but our viewers know that that's not true. Just look at the content of the show.
Yeah. Our viewers, there was a masturbation cigar. He's moving on. A lot of your marketing, though, is bananas, and I love it. From your dojo releases to the Super Stroke. But what initially drew me to you and your blend from a visual standpoint was one of our favorite cigars we've featured on the show, the Namakubi. It seemed like what you were saying earlier about getting comfortable, and once the environment was right for you to kind of focus and relax and everything kind of came together, it seemed like, now I did not research it, it seemed like maybe that was one of your third or fourth releases with Room 101. And third. And that seems like when that arrived, it was just, now I'll admit, my initial attraction was because the box artwork reminded me of one of my favorite movies, Big Trouble in Little China, and the Wing Kong Guardian and the Guardian masks and the temple. So that's
fantastic.
It immediately drew me to it. And then that drew me to your website where I start seeing similar jewelry with the Japanese influence. And I'm just like, I got to check this guy out. And then lo and behold, the cigar was fucking great. It was just
Thank you.
a wonderful blend. We actually paired that. What did we pair that with, Todd? The Japanese movie.
Wild Zero.
Yeah,
It was the zombie biker rock gang with the bisexual twist.
the bisexual
Whoa.
zombie twist.
Yeah.
Check it out, Wild Zero.
I'm going to peep that out.
That was a fun show.
Oh, it was a great show. It was fun.
But okay, well, I just like I said, in talking to Pete too, I just like talking to guys from different artistic backgrounds to kind of see how that works in the cigar blend process. Speaking of movies, not quite as good as Big Trouble in Little China. Our film tonight, Point Doom. Question number 2. Point Doom takes place in the heart of Los Angeles. It stars, brace yourself, Richard Grieco, Andrew Dice Clay.
Damn.
And the always lovely Angie Everhart. Ain't it? One, having lived in LA for quite some time, do you have any Richard Grieco or Andrew Dice Clay stories you'd like to share on the air?
I wish, dude, but I don't.
You have
to be honest with you.
Do you have any Angie Everhart stories you'd like to share off the air?
No.
How about this?
Sorry to disappoint.
You have, well, let's hide your disappointment. I could have swore you'd have a Richard Grieco story.
I should go make one. That should be my mission.
Come back in 6 months with a Richard Grieco story.
Yes.
I will take.
I mean, I could come up with something, but
if you want to make up a Richard Grieco story, he'll never.
I like Richard Grieco, man.
You cool. Watch the movie. He's always been one of those kind of guys that I've always. Well, I say always. He was good in 21 Jump Street. It was really good.
Yeah, man.
He saved that show in the last few seasons. All right. Well, question 2 got us nowhere. Let's try question 3.
Perfect. Happy to help.
In early 2017, you briefly exited the cigar industry, only to triumphantly return a short period later. I've always been fascinated by people who step away from something successful at a high point in their career, as opposed to when things are on a downward slide.
Was that a high point? I didn't realize.
It was a high point.
That was a high point.
We're cigar experts, so what we say matters.
Understood. Okay, so that was a high point. Fun.
We're at a high point, my friend. And seeing as how damn hard it is to build a brand from scratch, see it through to where it's one of the most respected and successful boutique brands in the industry, which it was. What caused you to take a break? And I should throw out there an acceptable answer is, we just met, Matt. That's none of your business. Next question.
No, man, that's quite fine. I'm happy to. I lied about retiring, by the way. I had no intention. Truth time. But, I was managing the divorce with a longstanding partner in distribution. And I thought it was the politest way to handle that transitional phase, if you will.
Yes. Okay.
And I immediately fled to the nether regions of Latin America to undertake the entwining and combining of dead leaves in new ways, new shapes, new forms, to rebirth Room 101.
And that you did a short time later, and you've done it well. Okay, well, I just
I also asking for a friend? Not sure yet.
Actually,
verdict's out.
That makes perfect sense. Because you had a good run with Davidoff, but you certainly seem.
Did I?
That's not a fact. That was just something I said with no thought put behind it.
Wow.
I was about to say, so if
Thanks,
that was
Sparky.
if that was the polite way to exit that divorce, was that kind of like the Prince move to where you're like, you know what, I'm out of here?
I made the decision to move on, and what can I say, man? Blessing and a curse in my entire history in piloting my business, that I happen to maybe sometimes be too nice or too considerate of other people. But hindsight is what it is, man. We're here now, and we're actually making the best cigars that we've ever made in the history of our brand.
And everything we've had, certainly that tracks. You're on fire.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it all. And so yeah. Okay. Well, question number 4 from Mr. Besides being a bass player, besides owning a highly respected and well-established jewelry brand for years now, the
Chronic masturbator.
Did you know this? Tut, did you say you were chronic masturbator? Oh wait, was that you?
You know what?
Huh?
What if I am? What if I am?
What?
I hate this.
Wait,
Zoom.
huh?
I can't keep track.
Whoa, man, you're breaking up. I can't. Huh? What's the question? Was there a question?
What's really kind of confusing is that in about, I'm going to guess, another 3 months, I will be close to the hairstyle, but it'll take me a while to get that nice beard going.
Yeah. I'd let it all go. I just said fuck it. I gave up.
Tut's turned into President Andrew Jackson over the last 3 months.
Right? Check him out. Chiseled, bro. Chiseled jawline.
And in another 3 months, I'm going to at least have the hair of Matt Booth. It'll take me a while to get this, but
Tut, you should be on Currency. That's how.
Yeah, I agree with that.
okay.
Well, Tut, we'll talk about your chronic masturbating after we cut Mr. Booth loose, if we have to. It's going to be nothing but cock jokes tonight, isn't it? Hey,
I mean, you called me, bro.
Can I put that in Can I put that in the teaser that Matt Booth flashes his cock on tonight's episode?
Absolutely. You can take a screen grab. It's very stoic.
I like this Matt Booth character. Okay.
I try, man. I try. I just try to have good conversation, really. Now,
if you'd pulled a butt
very lonely over here.
You'd held up a butt plug, that would have been epic.
No, man, but you know what I can hold up? Where's that? Hold on a second. Where is that, man? I have a Swarovski encrusted dildo in my office. Hold on a second. I had that up on my ledge. Where is that? Oh, the timing is fucking this up. Hold on. Oh, God. Hold on. Ask your next question. I got my headset in. I can hear you.
Okay.
Here it is.
So you know what? I just wait.
You see this? You see that?
What a handsome case. Yeah.
Fucking Return of the Jedi lunchbox, man.
I was about to say that looked like a lunchbox back there.
You keep your butt plug in a Return of the Jedi lunchbox?
Well, man, that's a little
Hey,
rude.
That's
now.
personal.
Let's
That's a little bit personal.
That's where you say
you're in Daddy's personal business now.
That's where you say I just met you, Mr. K. That's the next question.
This was a gift from a friend, but that you wanted to talk about things that I was gonna whip out. It's hand applied crystals. Yeah,
that is.
I heard Tommy Lee's got good taste.
Can I see the bottom of that?
What's up?
It looks hefty.
It's weighty. It's girthy. That was a gift from a friend, kind of as a gag, and then I took it around LA and took photos with it, like on Hollywood Boulevard, like with stars. The stars. I took it up Runyon Canyon, Hollywood sign. Those, whatever. What's the question?
Tut, you need to step up your gift game this Secret Santa this year. So where were we? Oh, okay. Musician, well-established jewelry brand. Tut, did you know that it's been sold on Madison Avenue?
I did not.
That's not easy.
It's true. We had a full-on shop-in-shop installation for several years at the Davidoff Boutique on Madison Avenue, 53rd and Madison.
That is impressive. You've also jumped into the spirits industry back in 2017 with Room 101.
Mm-hmm. True story. Craft gin, a delightful botanical elixir, available 5 states, and more coming soon.
Texas?
Not yet, bro.
Okay, let us know. We'll get it on the show.
I will. No, that'd be perfect, man.
You've stated that your goal is to make Room 101 a lifestyle brand where all these things meld and fit together for you. So what's next? You've got the gin, you got the cigars, you got the jewelry. What is on the
I mean,
horizon?
we're working on a project right now for another category extension. But I don't kiss and tell, bro. It'll be in market soon enough. You'll see the pictures on the internet. Don't worry.
Notice your butt plug. I might get. I thought we kind of warming up to each other, and maybe I could sneak.
Oh
that.
yeah, no, for sure. We're very warm. I am as warm. I'm burning bright over here. Hot.
Well, let me ask you this: when you first joined us, Tut astutely noticed all your skateboard decks mounted on the wall behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but you have that iron cross with the hawk skull. That is iconic.
Yes, the Tony Hawk.
Matt, I used to ride the boards myself way back when.
Nice, man.
I shredded with
Search for Animal Chin.
Animal Chin.
You weren't a Bones Brigade guy.
The only kid, preteen in Central Texas, who, when I decided to find, I got a used Lance Mountain from a friend.
Nice.
It was my first real skateboard, and
very cool.
When it finally broke, I picked out from Thrasher magazine the board that I wanted, and it wasn't a very popular board, but it was a Steve Stedham.
Yeah.
You have to go back, man. It's
yeah, man. Very collectible.
It's one of those names that a lot of guys don't. Mm-hmm. I mean,
you know what's crazy is there's a collector market for this shit now, and it's berserk. I mean, guys are spending $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 for a deck.
I believe it.
Yeah. I've seen Mike Vallely's typically go 5-6 G's now, like the Pal Peralta one, if it's new, crispy.
So are you a buyer seller, or are you just a buyer?
I've traded a bunch over the years. I kind of consolidated my collection to shit that I like. Kevin Staub was my guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's a sim skater, so I have. You know, I'm actually missing one of his, but I have the majority of his lineup, and a couple other things that have, you know, significance.
Is skateboards? Is that the mysterious thing you're thinking about moving into that you wouldn't tell us? It seems like a natural fit.
I mean, I'd make skate decks for sure. I would. You're taking notes now. It's like you're taking notes on me, bro. It's like I'm getting critiqued. No. Every time I say something, it's like, oh, well.
No. I'm grading your answer.
Damn.
If you see me push the red color down, that's not good.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's good. All right. Well, Matt, question number 5.
Okay.
You are very close friends with Guy Fieri.
We are friends, yes.
I saw some pics of you and your beautiful family hanging with Guy when he was getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, man, that was super cool.
He's
very proud of him.
He's a fellow who's probably most cigar podcasts, the Guy's name wouldn't pop up much, but because we talk a little bit about things outside the cigar world, he's come up a lot here on our show, and we stepped up big time in Guy's defense a few years ago. Anthony Bourdain was kind of bullying him and talking trash about him, and we kind of stood up for. I know now Anthony's passed on, so it's kind of moot point.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Boom!
Damn.
True.
I like. What are you gonna do?
Hey, I'll send you the YouTube clip. Basically, we're like, Bourdain, you're a dick. You know what? Guy seems like a very sweet, charitable guy who gets a lot of shit slung at him for no reason that we can really pick up on. How did you become friends?
Look, when you are self-made and you put yourself out there, you know, you're not doing your job if you don't have both reactions, right? Typically. And I love Guy. He's a longtime friend. I mean, the dude, he's kind of toned it down a little bit, but I mean, he's almost like a neon Muppet character, you know, the this and the this and the, you know, so you can't miss him. And we met actually. We met through a mutual friend that was a client of mine, who at the time was the president of the California Restaurant Association, a political lobbyist for restaurant owners' rights in the state. And I was building him a piece, And he mentioned to me on one of our calls that, he had a dear friend, and he was compelled to introduce us to one another because he just felt, his intuition told him that there was a reason he should introduce us, that we would get along and enjoy each other and whatnot. And he said, yeah, he's just won this cooking competition show, and people are starting to look at him, like as a kind of a rising star in that world, the Food Network world. And so he put us on the phone, and we hit it off, and I actually made him a bracelet as a gift and sent it to him as kind of a congratulatory gesture for winning that show, and that,
Cool.
that, I wished him well on his journey. I mean, we were both obviously on an entrepreneurial journey, his, two different directions, of course, but there are certain components of the path that he's been on, path that I've been on, that are exactly the same. You're making something from nothing, and
Right.
you're self-piloting, so I've actually really had the honor to watch him accomplish everything that he's accomplished, and part of it's right place, right time. Like, if he had not won that show and become such a polarizing character in that world, a lot of these other guys would have never been a thing. Like, he made that a thing.
And you guys kind of made polarized.
He's like the Pete Johnson of cooking shows.
I was going to go JD, but I'll give you Pete.
Tony Brahani.
We'll go Pete. We'll settle. We'll meet in the middle. We'll go with Pete.
Okay. All right, player.
Well, that's cool that you guys were kind of both on the upswing early on when you got hooked up like that. I actually had the similar conversation with Jenny Lee at Stogie's in Houston. We were at Cigar Safari together right before the coronavirus hit in early March. We were talking, when you get to 4 days and kind of a small company, you get to know each other really well. And she said that we should definitely, if there's any way we could get you on the show, she thought that we would, that you were Tuesday Night Cigar Club compatible. And I think she's right. Nice.
Well, you know what, man? I am very pleased that you feel that I meet your criteria. Honored, in fact.
Does Guy smoke cigars?
You sold it with the butt plug. Let's be honest.
I had you at butt plug, man. I know, but this is all like more theatrics to dance around that. I could have just logged in and said butt plug, and you would have been like, "Here's my address."
No. So you can't just come on the show and say
you just can't go straight. You can't just go straight butt plug.
No, but
sure? This is the cigar business.
But you went butt plug jewels and encrusted and just shiny and like massive.
It was a Rick Ross butt plug.
Pretty much. That's one of my artifacts.
Yeah. If you ever do a butt plug cigar, can it have some kind of Tuesday Night Cigar Club tie into it?
Bro, it's done. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
The Viso horny.
From the rooter to the tutor.
We've tried to get so many brand owners to do our Viso horny cigar, and they laugh at us. They don't give us any respect. I saw it in your eyes, man. The butt plug.
Nobody's done that yet? Bro, Viso horny's on deck. Fuck that. That's awesome.
All right. Trademark 2020.
I'm like, wait a minute. I am calling the lawyer right fucking now.
And right then I won't do it. Fuck off.
Ah, damn it.
Damn it, Tug.
See that?
It doesn't matter, right? Just now, Gene Simmons.
You never swim in the deep end.
Hey, no, but go for it, man. You should do it yourself. Knock yourself out. Have a nice weekend. You'll love cigars after that. Woo!
You cut my question off.
I'm sorry.
Does Guy Fieri smoke cigars?
Like crazy. Loves cigars. Yeah. Okay. Loves cigars.
I find most culinary greats do. They're
palate, man.
Palate. It's okay.
Bunch of tasty motherfuckers.
Have you ever thought
taste shit?
Have you ever thought about collaborating with Guy Fieri on this?
We've had conversations.
The Flavortown?
I will take you directly to Flavortown. I am the gatekeeper to Flavortown.
Does he smoke
Nice.
cigars low and slow?
However you want.
Oh my God.
We're painting a picture, right? I don't care what you call me. Just call me.
Go get that damn dildo out of the closet. This is going somewhere interesting, damn it. Okay. Well, that was question 5. So thanks, Matt. A big thanks for answering our 5 questions. But I have one last one. Let's call it 5B. 5B.
Okay. All right.
Are there any plans on bringing our beloved Namakubi back? And
Yes.
more importantly, from a personal standpoint, my favorite cigar that you've ever blended, the Uncle Lee. Is there any plan to bring that back? Because much like
Fucking A, right?
Much like what I understand the history of cigar beat, my uncle Dave got me growing up watching him smoke cigars, inspired
Nice.
me to be a cigar smoker. So I'm down to my last box. I need to know that there's more Uncle Lees coming down the pipe.
These brands will live again.
Yes.
Now, tragically, this COVID shit has delayed everything. You know,
Yeah.
so, you know, you could probably anticipate seeing some sub brands of that nature coming around the corner next year at this point, you know, but they will live again, and they will slide so subtly into your mouth hole.
Could you say that again one more time, Matt? I couldn't hear you.
They will slide, actually provocatively, sensually, as it were, directly into your taste socket. Your lips will.
My lips will
sheath. They will wrap themselves around the taut Ecuador Habano exterior of that cylindrical tobacco vessel. You plunge it even further into your gullet, igniting the tip, sucking forth its fine perfume, and allowing delectable. Are you spanking it? Delectable.
Hands up, Tut.
Flavors and personality cascading across your palate. This will happen for you.
That's beautiful, and I got to just say, and I just cannot wait to have your Uncle Lee in my mouth.
Many can't.
All right, let me ask you this, just so Cigar Coop doesn't yell at us for being total goofballs the whole time.
Oh shit!
He's always picking on us. He doesn't like the way we do things.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't. This interview is over.
We don't follow the. Oh no, he's a Coop loyalist. Damn it!
All right, fuck it. No, I am a Coop loyalist, but I'm far more a malicious self-promoter.
We like Coop. He just tends to nitpick the way we do things and vocally says those things on Facebook. And
damn, Coop, go easy, brah.
We're a little different. It's okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this conversation.
Thank you. I am too. Real quick, before we leave the Namakubi and the Uncle Lee return, and probably some other of your previous blends return, how difficult is that process trying to go back? You know, tobacco changes, fields
correct
change. You're in a new, different factory. How tedious, or is it not that tedious, to try to go back and give consumers the same, what they remember about that blend, what I remember about the Namakubi, or what I remember profile-wise about the Uncle Lee? How strict are you in trying to, I mean, God, it's got to be so damn difficult to recreate that, you know, that, I say that, but I mean, hell, the same Namakubi 3 years in the same factory with the same field is going to taste different. But
look, man,
how tuned in are you on trying to get as close to the original?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, and I think, and the respectful thing to do with those cigars, and the appropriate tribute to pay to their origin, their roots, so to speak, is to create what is the Namakubi of today. You know, we have recently, well, actually last fall, we released our first extension of Payback as a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro, and the formula is different. but it was far more suitable for what Payback should be today, and it's had a great response. So it's being responsible and paying enough tribute and respect to the history of those brands as they apply to our brand. But even if we were making the same cigars, they would be different today than they were then. You're consistently trying to remain true to the personality and emotion of that product, right? So, as with everything else in our collection being better than anything we've made previously, those will be the new revamped versions of those cigars. But surely built in a way and blended in a fashion that will be pleasing for the people that are looking, for that experience, that we're fans of those brands to begin with.
Well, I think that's the only way you can do it. So that makes sense. Was the big Payback? Was that I'm a big fan of the original Connecticut. I still have. Was that named after the EPMD song or the movie?
James Brown, bro.
See, I'm showing my musical.
God, come on.
It was a phenomenal.
Yeah, no. I support that move. I support that move.
Phenomenal EPMD song.
Okay. EPMD is strong though. I was more of a fan of Crossover.
Crossover is a great song too. That was a little bit later on in the EPMD.
Yeah.
To me, EPMD is the most underrated rap group of all time. No, they don't get nearly the love they should.
For sure.
But it's James Brown. The movie featured in the soundtrack.
Look, I like what he does on Fox Sports with the football Sunday.
Oh,
good host.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Thank you.
Oh, you're talking about
my goodness.
You're talking about the guy from
this just
Rocky.
Coop was right about you, man. I'm gonna tell Coop on you about this.
The guy from Rocky IV.
Oh God.
I know who
Take me to the nearest airport.
Well, Matt, we look forward to smoking the Doomsayer Aggressive. I'm going to get the Doomsayer Passive a review on the website. We can't wait to get some Room 101 gin. We've never done gin on the show, so that'll be fun.
Oh, it's the shit.
That'll be a fun.
I'm going to call you the next day on that one.
You're going to go to Pluto, bro.
We absolutely loved
that's messed up.
the Namakubi on the show that we did a few years ago. So our expectations are very high on the Doomsayer. No pressure. Could you please, before you leave, introduce finally tonight's cigar, the Doomsayer Aggressive?
The Doomsayer Aggressive, proudly crafted by Room 101 and the artisans at William Ventura in Tamboril in the People's Republic of the Dominican. A fine blend of Dominican, Ecuadorian, and Honduran tobaccos. Encapsulated in a Super Toro format at a price that everybody can ingest.
That I can
Have a nice weekend. See you next Tuesday. Pipe one down your cock holster and enjoy. Room 101 Doomsayer.
How can we go wrong with that? What was that wrapper again, Matt?
Ecuador Habano. Yeah. One is a Habano Oscuro and one is a Habano Claro.
We'll be doing the Oscuro tonight. I'm very excited about it. And I was very excited going into tonight's interview with Matt, and he did not disappoint. It was nice to finally break bread with you and talk for a little bit. I really appreciate, given everything going on in the world, you taking just a little bit of time to talk to us. You seem like a very genuine person and a very good guy. So I'm glad we got a chance.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, that's all we can
do. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Have a good night, Matt. We'll talk again down the road, okay?
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on. You take care.
You bet.
So let me get this straight. They watched the one Angie Everhart movie where she doesn't grind some lucky bastard into orgasmic dust with her pendulous knockers. Well, doesn't that just blow big old donkey dicks? What's next? Are they going to do a movie where Richard Greco bangs the hottest girl in Los Angeles and we only get to see him topless? Oh, wait, that was this movie too. Thanks for nothing, you useless jackasses. Anywho, To learn more about the cigars enjoyed on tonight's episode, you can visit room101cigars.com and famoussmokeshop.com. Wait a minute. Pendulous? Seriously. Bodacious, I can understand. Or maybe even pneumatic. But Pendulous does this Titian Tress temptress and her gravity-defying bosom a severe disservice. I'm just saying. For more on O'Brien's Irish Pub, the live music leader in Central Texas, please visit o'brienstemple.com and download their free smartphone app, where you'll find full beer listings including over 40 on tap, menu information, and a calendar of upcoming live events. To listen and purchase music heard on tonight's program, check out www.fritzbeermusic.com. Thank you for listening to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast. This is Keith A. Howell saying until next time, friends, unless we see you sooner at the pub. So keep it smoky, and for God's sake, keep it ballsy as well.
Get drunk, go to sleep.